Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. Rihanna and Kendall Jenner are moving along. Also, you can presumably figure out the explanation. It's an obvious fact that Rihanna never truly enjoyed Kendall, yet we sort of figured she would be done with everything at this point. Yet again, well, suppose not, on the grounds that Rihanna was as of late discovered tossing conceal at Kendall. Furthermore, Twitter's going off the deep end with responses, in all honesty. Rihanna's obscure way of behaving towards Kendall can be traced as far back as possible to 2013, when Kendall was only a teen. At that point, Kendall was a stalwart Rihanna fan. So in front of Rihanna's show in April 2013 in Los Angeles, Kendall took to Twitter to share her energy about hearing her one Rihanna tune live. "In the event that Rihanna doesn't perform Muddled tomorrow, I will blow up," Kendall said. Most fans figured out this was a conspicuous joke, but not Rihanna. It couldn't be any more obvious. Rihanna didn't mess with Kendall's remark, so she quickly applauded back. "True, don't come." Kendall, notwithstanding, pursued the more responsible option and overlooked the obscure remark, despite everything that appeared at the show. Yet, that wasn't its end. A couple of years after the fact, Rihanna again sent a reasonable message that she could do without Kendall when she pulled out of Victoria's mystery show without a second to spare after Versus chose to supplant English model Jordan Dunn with Kendall. Jordan then, at that point, took to Twitter to get down on Victoria's Confidential for projecting Kendall and composed having such a great deal better outlook on not doing BS. Sorry, mean versus now that Rihanna isn't doing it likewise, and it didn't help that close to this time Kendall began offering a few pretty uninformed remarks about the demonstrating business. In her August 2018 meeting with Affection magazine, she discussed strolling for enormous originator names and said she and her group had always been really particular about what shows she would do. "I was never one of those young ladies who might do like 30 shows a season or anything the screw those young ladies do," Kendall said. Furthermore, to exacerbate the situation that very year, Kendall was named the most noteworthy acquiring model on the planet, and she got the design symbol of the 10-year grant. Obviously, the naval force was upset in any way. Furthermore, they generally brought up how Kendall was only 21 at that point, so she was unable to be a symbol of the 10 years in any way, shape, or form. "Imagine thinking Kendall is the style symbol of this decade when Rihanna exists," one fan tweeted. Concerning Rihanna's response to Kendall winning the style symbol of the 10-year grant, she never openly remarked on this. However, we can envision her chuckling at the news. And furthermore, only months after Kendall got this honor, Rihanna was supposedly heard expressing a few extremely obscure things about Kendall at the 2018 Met function. One observer told Star magazine that Rihanna was remaining close to Kendall Jenner at the bar and noisily said, "Beneficial thing I have Benz to pull this outfit off. I would prefer not to be a stick figure." The insider likewise added that Rihanna just gazed at Kendall, snickered in front of her, and left. However, for what reason does Rihanna appear to appreciate tossing conceal at Kendall to such an extent? Indeed, many fans imagine that Rihanna just considers Kendall to be the result of nepotism. A momentous superstar who had her vocation given to her with a royal flair. Concerning Rihanna, she comes from a modest foundation, and she's buckled down her entire life for her prosperity. And afterward, in addition, Kendall and the entire Kardashian-Jenner faction have been blamed for being society vultures and taking advantage of dark culture revenue-driven, which could be another justification for why Rihanna continually tosses shade at Kendall. However, at that point once more, we never see Rihanna acting this way towards other Kardashian sisters. So perhaps that is simply an aspect of the story. Another hypothesis is that Rihanna can't stand Kendall since she's growing up quickly. Ruff purportedly had a short indulgence a couple of years prior. Be that as it may, Rihanna began tossing conceal at Kendall sometime before, as quickly as possible, entering the image. So this doesn't completely make sense of Rihanna's enmity by the same token. Anything the explanation, obviously Rihanna actually believes that everybody should realize Kendall isn't wanted in the Riri group of followers. Rihanna made that completely clear in September 2021 when she prohibited Kendall from her Savage Fenty show. She welcomed Kendall's BFF Gigi Hadid, who, very much like Kendall, has been blamed for utilizing her family associations to excel in the displaying business. Obviously, perhaps Rihanna's choice to exclude Kendall from her show wasn't private, and Rihanna essentially thought Kendall wasn't the right fit to display her plans. In any case, Rihanna was as of late found tossing conceal at Kendall once more. What's more, fans are currently saying Rihanna certainly has some serious resentment against her. On Monday, February 28th, Kendall strolled the runway at the Grayish show at Paris 2022 Style Week. What's more, think about who is sitting in the first line. Truth be told, Rihanna and her boyfriend quickly rough. Obviously, somebody from the crowd needed to focus all over Kendall while she was strolling on the runway. They got, furthermore, this. As may be obvious, Rihanna isn't feeling Kendall's stroll by any stretch of the imagination and is checking Ruff's face out. He doesn't look that intrigued by the same token. The video clasp of Rihanna tossing Kendall's obscure looks immediately became famous online, and fans have a great deal to say regarding it. And keeping in mind that the majority of them believe Rihanna's response is silly, there are likewise a great many people who think Rihanna is pointlessly impolite. One fan remarked, "This is totally clever to me." The manner in which Wright looks appalled while as quickly as possible simply looks confounded. Rihanna was wishing Kendall would get off the runway so she could tell her the best way to walk, one fan said, while another added that Kendall damaged Rihanna with her exhausting walk. In any case, a few fans imagine that, paying little mind to your opinion on Kendall and her walk, this sort of conduct ought not be standardized in light of the fact that it's Rihanna. Particularly since we realize Rihanna has a long history of being spiteful to different ladies. For instance, back in 2013, Teyana Taylor shared her front of Anita Doe Puncher's exemplary made-up for lost time in Joy. And afterward, for no great explanation by any means, Rihanna recorded and shared a video of her beautician, Youssef, wearing a wavy hairpiece and taunting Teyana's singing skills. Teyana then, at that point, got down on Riri on Twitter and blamed her for being a domineering jerk. Frivolous is insignificant, and concealment is concealment. She understood what she was doing, Teyana said. Furthermore, in a subsequent tweet, she composed Yakubu every other person and pulled it off. Yet it won't work here. You can miss me with that naval force. Also, how did Rihanna respond? She tweeted, "I disdain broke." She made an image of her antenna's total assets, one next to the other, and put it as her Twitter header. Well, that is some powerful frivolity. And that is not even the shadiest thing Rihanna has managed without being incited. What about that time? She was angry. Chris Brown was dating Creshy Tran, so she put studs and shades on a rice cake to ridicule her. What's more, quite recently, Rihanna was likewise discovered to prefer obscure Instagram posts about Beyoncé, winning Collection of the Year for Lemonade. Presently, obviously, Rihanna is not that Rihanna. However, that is presumably on the grounds that she needs to keep a specific picture now that she's a very rich person with a big shot. In any case, that doesn't guarantee that she's changed personally. What's more, a few fans are currently saying she's as yet a mean young lady who prefers being obscure for no great explanation. One fan remarked, "Rihanna has forever been inconsiderate to fans and to different big names. I don't have the foggiest idea why individuals guarantee she's a sovereign. This isn't a sovereign way of behaving. She's always been dangerous. Rihanna is impolite and a domineering jerk, but individuals generally acclaim her." One fan said, "Recollect her flipping a model or body, disgracing Kendall for not having Benz, and the rice cake post on the grounds that Chris was dating an Asian young lady. However, it's good. Evidently, she has a mentality." One Twitter client said in the montage in Mean Young Ladies, when every one of the young ladies was saying how cool Regina George is, "I feel that for Rihanna at the present time." Furthermore, another fan added, "I feel like individuals acknowledge this sort of conduct, since that is Rihanna for you."